Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on Scuffed Express tonight. I'm exhausted as usual. I've worked all day. But I have a few things to say today. And I thought, well, I could go over the recent events or I could go over, each little minute detail. But you know what? I, I thought about this. I was watching an amazing stream yesterday about an old acquaintance of mine. And he couldn't keep my name out of his mouth for 5 fucking seconds. And that man is Rj Finley, our friend surfer, who just is in love with me. Just talks about how gay I am, how much he wants to touch my ass and suck my cock. And every thought about me is completely gay and homosexual. And it covers all the events that we've been talking about this week. RJ reviews Godwinson, PPP, and Andy's takedown or attempted takedown of Flamenco. I thought it was pretty good. Andy was supposed to present the evidence on OBS while they were talking, but for whatever reason, never went up on the screen. We're not going to go into the specifics of that right now. I just wanna talk about our friend Surfer here and how he can't stop talking about me for 2 fucking seconds. He's not talking about me. He's talking about Ashton. And I just found this stream was amazing. 10 out of 10, Surfer. 10 out of 10.
So 59.50.
Yes. Also, Surfer, you might want to get help. Hold on.
See.
Wait, let me pause for 1 second. Surfer, you might want to get help in organizing the timestamps so you're not going back and forth maybe a minute in between timestamps and then a whole hour and then a minute and then going back another hour and going a minute. Try to do it chronologically because it kind of loses it if you're just going all over the place. Of course I say that, and this is the Scuffed Express.
Okay. And I'll set up the camera so you guys can see too. Fuck,
Hi,
I almost
ladies
gotta
and
take a
gentlemen.
pee,
Thank
but
you
we'll get
for,
through these before I take a pee because we're limited on time.
And of course he's talking about me. This is my stream. This was the greatest stream I think we ever did on Casino, I have to say. I give all the credit to myself.
Okay, and I might full screen it. So this is back before PPP had metamorphosized into the Mustard Man. This is his stream with Persip and Brian, where Flamenco talked about all his
and I will comment on where RJ's right, where are
and Persip got a boner. Flamenco told Persip about his porn history, and Flamenco got Persip got really hard. This is what this stream is.
This son of a bitch.
First interrogation. So
fuck you.
59.50.
Fuck. Let me just say something right now.
Actually,
fuck you, sir. Just fuck you. Yes, I clearly got hard when I was doing this. I wasn't totally pulling up all the evidence in my computer, putting it all together.
Let me readjust that so you guys can see a bit better. I think that's got the whole TV.
Look at Brian.
No, there's actually a clip, and actually I almost better show you guys the clip. It's sort of off topic, but Flamenco reads the porn title video. It's she inflated his prolapse and sucked it, and as he reads that, Persip just gets giddy. Persip gets so excited as they read that title. Persip's fucking hard touching his wiener as Flamenco's reading.
Clearly I'm right there and I'm touching my wiener, sir. That's exactly what's happening. You caught me. You fuck.
Robbie pulled this clip, and the reason Robbie pulled this clip was in the pedo interrogation. Flamenco says he's 95% sure he's never interacted, which was obviously a lie. Persip, shut up. You know you were hard as Flamenco read that.
See, Surfer is reacting to me live on the stream and on here. See, this is why it's an Inception, okay? Because it's almost going to be like I am talking to Surfer during the stream. Like Surfer is live with me. He's not, but you'll see.
you know just as well as I do, Percep. Don't play coy, buddy. But
this is from a guy who strips naked on stream for just random people in the audience and strips and shows his ass and his butt crack and his penis and fucking dangles it around like it's a fucking sparkler.
Yeah, so there's a point where Flamenco and Godwinson are going back and forth, and Flamenco says he's 95% sure. And the reason he says that is because he knows the evidence is out there, but if he pleads ignorance, he knows he can get away with it. And it's the same thing here. Here's another example of that, where he says he's 99% sure. I'm not sure exactly what, so just let me play that.
So let me just react to the chat for a second here. I see that Esoteric Shaggyism has asked, KOP was cheating on his wife. Sex Tux loves you on Discord. So according to Bri, he was sexually harassed by Tux. And I believe Brian 100% that he was clearly sexually harassed by this freak that just saw Brian and had to try to seduce him. And I believe that 100%.
Myself having sex before.
How sure? I don't know, man.
I am very sure. I'm very sure.
There's not an amazing atheist-esque tape of you pouring hot oil on your
No.
balls.
No.
Prolapsings, nothing like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
No 69 for 69ing. No.
Look at Percep, like Iranian hairdresser, all fucking.
See, as I said,
up. He's giving himself a.
As I said, Surfer is fucking in love with me. He wished he got me in the divorce. He was just pining for me the entire time. But you didn't get me in the divorce, buddy. I'm sorry. I went with the other man. You just can't have me, baby. You just can't have me.
Fresh cut. Look how horny he looks right now. Like he has to hide it behind his sunglasses.
How horny I look, sir.
None of that. Thank God.
Okay.
So we're going to go through.
I think somebody's horny for me.
Look at some of this.
I think somebody's really horny for me. What do you think, chat? Do you think Surfer is horny for me or what?
Percep, can you pull?
Percep looks like the fucking Zohan. He looks just like the Zohan.
Pull up some of the categories.
I'm pretty sure Surfer wants it pretty damn bad.
Yes. Is it possible? And we're just gonna go through this. I don't know, Flam. I don't know, man.
No, yeah, it's like
nobody
it's
knows. I mean,
shit. I guess my only.
Okay, well, I don't know what the fuck Robbie was talking about, but I didn't take that timestamp.
He just wanted to obsess about me. See me paused in the little fucking square. We're gonna react. I'm reacting to myself on the stream. Okay, look at me. I'm fucking grimacing. But Surfer sees that as elation because Surfer doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what a face is. How you're supposed to react to something as disgusting as this.
It gave us a good opportunity to point out fucking how Percep looks like the Zohan. So let's just move on. So, at an hour and 4 minutes, Flamenco fucking denies something about Boy Soprano. And I don't remember exactly what. Once again,
By the way, chat, I want you to note something on the stream. Do you understand? I've not been prompted to put all of this stuff on the stream. This was all talked about before, that all of the evidence would be presented as we were going. And as you can see, that didn't happen last stream. You have to wonder why that didn't happen. You got to really give that thunk.
These things come to us in the present. We should stay present like Godwinson, not PPP. Preparation is useless.
right?
No, not really. Like, I think that was like one of the things that was in there, but it wasn't like something that I was like looking at it. It mostly like it was mostly just the women in the manga are drawn with like extremely like thick chests, essentially.
Okay.
That static is Surfer because he doesn't even know how to fucking position or fix a microphone. So when you hear that static touching, that's all Surfer's audio.
So you've never cross-dressed, is what you're saying?
No, I definitely never cross-dressed.
That was a long pause.
Well, and you know, I think the reason why I wrote down that timestamp is because he denies the cross-dressing.
I will be reviewing later
this,
Fragmento's
like
response
this
to
femboy
Josh
boy,
and the
this
Kiwi
underage
Fights. I will be.
femboy soprano.
We will be going through that, and we're going to go over the
Flamenco,
tells
like,
we're going to learn
it's,
from the stream.
He'll
The
end
Surfer.
up appealing to guilt
I'll
by
skip around a bit. We won't. We'll spend
the
about
actual
45 minutes with
interrogation.
Surfer, and then I'll go on.
But it's not just guilt by association with an individual. Like, Bibble is associated with Flamenco, who's been exposed as a pedophile. That doesn't mean Bibble is a pedophile, because we're not guilty by association. But it's a pattern of behavior of association that happens again and again and again.
And Surfer's entirely correct here.
He has a habit.
Surfer's
like,
entirely
that
correct.
pattern, but there's also the pattern.
It's amazing that somebody could get something
he'll
this
admit
right and
to the
get
very
everything
bare
else so
minimum,
wrong. But you know,
But he'll try to pretend like he's unaware
Surfer still
of
has
the
it.
actual,
He still has,
like, what's
that
going
piece
on.
left when we used to
He'll
do all the
admit
amazing strings
that he watched Boy Soprano
before he
but he'll
started
pretend that
schizophrenically
he
ranting
didn't see
for 7
these
hours.
individual aspects of things that are in it. He'll admit that he was in the CP Steam server, but he won't admit to that he actually saw what was being shared in it. And actually, I do have evidence of that PPP didn't have. But I do have evidence from that server to show that it wasn't just the profile pictures, but there actually was, like, fucking... I'll leave that till later. I'll leave that till I pull that
I'm not
up.
showing any of that shit.
But yeah,
because
so
I find
the
it too
term is
disturbing.
minimizing. You know, I'm no fucking connoisseur of the English language. Lately, I've been learning Hebrew. You know, I know about a Sipor. I know about...
Squire, why isn't Squire here? Squire refused to come on because this is all me, baby. This is all... Surfer just talks about me nonstop throughout this entire stream. So it's just got to be me, you know. Surfer doesn't talk about Squire enough.
About the Sipor! You know.
So wait, we'll skip ahead a little bit.
But there's... now what I'm doing is...
Because here we go. Huh?
I have looked at like porn in general in like 5 years, but like
he hasn't looked at porn in 5
obviously
years.
you kind of.
Well, he says it again. He says it in the same breath. I haven't looked at porn stuff in 5 years. But I haven't looked at
porn in
IRL
5
stuff
years.
in only a year, and I only watch hentai now. Like, he's like lying about it in the same sentence. That's because he gets off to it. He wants to be called out on his bullshit. Here, hold on, because I know
It's
I
true.
had one more
See,
time
Surfer
stamp
still's
where
got
he
it
says,
here. He still has it in that he can actually... He's got Fragmenco right. But then this stream goes very wrong.
I'll just play it out while I find that. I know he has one more timestamp where he says he watches hentai bi-weekly. Okay, no, I already found it. So here's anything
Watched less and less, but I think
He
I've
finally
only seen,
found
like,
it, by the
hentai
way.
in the last
It's
year.
34 minutes into
so
the
wait a
stream.
minute.
Which in my mind, I don't know about you guys, but in my mind, hentai is way more degenerate than IRL porn. I don't know, maybe I'm a normie. You
No, I
know?
would agree with Surfer here.
I don't fucking know. But I don't know.
I don't understand the appeal of masturbating to
life,
cartoons,
So maybe I'm just biased.
Call me old-fashioned.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that hentai is actually way more degenerate than IRL porn.
I would happen to agree with you, sir.
And that's not an advocation for IRL porn. You shouldn't watch IRL porn either. But you know, if you find yourself watching hentai, you know you really gotta fucking self-reflect a little bit. So we end up getting to the point.
All right,
so
come
we
on, hurry up.
started off with he hasn't watched
You gotta
porn
put like
in
surfer a
5
couple
years.
speed.
At the start of this, to where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, so I'll just play this out.
Here we go.
Masturbate to hentai.
Yeah, again, it's a
long distance relationship of some kind.
no. And like again, the frequency is like maybe once every like 2 weeks or something.
The frequency is once every 2
There
weeks
is no
or something.
purpose to the stream. There's no purpose.
You know, how do we get...
I just felt like
you know, it's
reacting
not
to
like,
something.
Oh, this was
after-
3 or 4
yeah.
weeks ago. I don't know if it was 3 or 4 weeks. Like, it's not a little bit
I think
of a
everybody's
fucking
covered this
But
to
it-
death,
it's
but I
not
wanted
from-
to
I
cover
haven't
it my
watched
own way,
porn in
and I'll
5
cover it
years.
through other people
To my
covering.
Pornhub account I made 4 years ago.
If that
So
makes
I
any
haven't watched
sense.
IRL porn for the
I
last
mean,
year,
it's a
and I
totally
only
trash
watch hentai.
concept. That's why
And
this
now
is
I watch
Scuffed
hentai
Express.
bi-weekly. You know, like... It's just the most fucking dishonest thing. And you know, the reason for it is, if you go to 1 hour and 40 minutes and 15 seconds, you go back to here, listen to what Flamenco says. Take it from the horse's mouth.
Free weekday mornings, and this online relationship is a priority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, makes sense.
Holy shit.
Of course, I'm
man,
saying that
I'm cringing
sarcastically.
hard, bro.
It made
Trust
no
me, you're not
sense.
cringing nearly as hard as I am.
I believe you for it.
But I know sarcasm is a
Yeah.
little highbrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand
Surfer.
that like a lot of the evasiveness or what seems to be evasiveness comes off as that.
Here, hold on. Did I miss it? I think I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. I was turning
Is a
the air
priority.
conditioner off.
Only free weekday mornings, and this online relationship is a priority.
Mhm.
Okay, makes sense.
Holy shit. Oh man, I'm cringing.
So, what Fragmenko was telling us in this stream was that he had a girlfriend and he no longer masturbated. He hadn't masturbated for 5 years, which he walked back and then walked back. Then he said he actually didn't masturbate for 5 years. We went back and forth to it actually coming out that he masturbated like a week ago. But he also tried to sell this fake girlfriend story. And this fake girlfriend, he was being celibate with this fake girlfriend because he only wanted to have sex while he was married. And that was the biggest culpable ball. But I don't think Surfer even addresses that.
Hard, bro.
Trust me, you're not cringing nearly as hard as I am.
I believe you for it. You know, he's being a good
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that like a lot of the evasiveness or what seems to be evasiveness comes off as that. I am trying to be as like open and upfront with you guys as I can be. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Can you imagine
I am 100% trying to be open and honest with people on this.
If you were open and honest, bro, we would have never gone
Look at
down
my
this
halo.
rabbit hole that I am
See.
enjoying.
Are you? No, wait, what?
I think he's being
See, even Jesus Christ that's in Surfer's living room thinks I'm a saint. So deal with that, Surfer. Look at my fucking halo.
open and honest. I think he's being open and honest, Brian.
Okay.
I don't. Wait, how does that track? If I was being open and honest, this wouldn't happen.
Like, yeah, I like prolapses. I like weird shit.
I legit don't though. I'm
Okay.
trying to.
So I fucked up my timestamp a little bit.
Of
but,
course
you know,
you
I
did.
already told you guys my forte isn't preparation. So I'll just go ahead and read it. What I was looking for. What Persip is reading right now is Flamenco's ad that he put out to be a dom on.
Yes.
I don't know what website because I don't frequent websites like that. Maybe some sort of image board or something like that. But in it, in Flamenco's ad for this degenerate, like
That goes, I
fine
can't even
degenerate
respond
sex,
to that, so.
he writes,
Is my audio quieter than Surfer's clip? How is the fuck is that possible? I'll boost myself then. Thank you for the heads up on that.
what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone who is honest with me. Someone that will call me on my bullshit, regardless of my role. So he's admitted that that's his personality. He gives out this fucking
Well, he is. He's
bullshit
full of shit.
to try to be like seductive, you know, and play hard to get, regardless whether he's the sub or the dom. But regardless, he wants people to call him out on his bullshit. In fact, he gets off on that. That's what it says verbatim. So I just thought that was
He does.
important.
That's exactly what he's
I
going.
sort of got to take a leak. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll leave you with the song. Like, go take a leak. And I'll be right back.
So.
Or the fucking nap.
Fast. Or
Here, hold hold on. Just let me take a look at my timestamp.
I wish I would have
quick.
timestamped when Surfer talked about me. I was in bed while I was watching this last night.
So he does it again. At an hour and 43:45.
I'm hoping the audio is better now.
43:45.
That I'm not lower than Surfer.
Go a bit behind in case my timestamps are wrong again, but he does something similar to that. I wrote my timestamp.
No, I don't know what to tell you.
So you did
It
this.
was
so
regular
it's-
sex most of the time, but 2 times.
Yeah.
It was.
We only had sex like 5 times too, so.
They only had
Yeah,
sex
like-
5
He did the
times.
yeah there, and he also said,
This was the mommy
in a
dommy.
very suspect way.
They only had sex 5 times.
Now here, he also, and I don't have the timestamp off the top of my head, but he also goes nah in the exact same way, like the exact
Pedomenko
same
isn't
tonality
gonna leave
when
the
he's
internet.
lying. And
He's
then
not going anywhere.
at
He loves the humiliation.
2:36:20,
That's why he
I have him
stayed
telling
for
the
this for
truth
4
about
hours.
something, and you can hear the difference in his tonality. I just want you to
You
hear
know,
the difference there.
It's he's one of those kinds of people.
Okay, I'll start it back 10 seconds.
Were you active in the Charlotte,
Just like
North
Vito
Carolina
and,
community meetups?
Mr. Girl and all these
or
fucks,
regional events like
They just love the
Southeast
attention
Leather-
they
You hear
get
how
from
quick
this.
he was
That's
to
why
say
they
nope
are
there,
so
and
brazen
how much
about it.
actual confidence he had when they say, "Have you gone to these events?"
That's why they're so brazen about it. That's why Flamenco is literally only in 3 group chats, and one of them is in German and is sharing pictures of little girls because he likes the attention. He likes that people are seeing it, and now we're giving him attention because it's disgusting and vile, and everybody's screaming at him, and he loves it. He's just getting off on the humiliation completely.
I'm certain he didn't go to these events because he said that in a very honest way, completely different than the yeah or the fucking nah.
Fest or
No.
FrolicCon.
No.
Did you enter the dark?
Did you hear the difference? How just quick and short it was? How quick and fucking compared to that previous yeah that we just listened to? Like it's nice.
No, I don't have any timestamps.
And that's how you tell when he's lying. And that's
Listen,
how you
I'm a
tell when he's telling the
hypocrite.
truth. And you know, he's probably watching this, masturbating furiously.
Surfer's
at
supposed
home,
to be a
so
bigger
calling him
creator
this
than me.
bullshit. But I
That's
think
what
it's
I was
important
told.
for you guys to see in case anyone thinks that he actually is innocent.
I'm going to be
Hold
just
on,
like
what else do
Surfer
we
and
have?
criticize other
I think
people
that's
for shit
everything
that I
from the
do.
First page that's really important. I mean,
Don't you
I also have him
understand
saying,
the
to
point
get
of this
tagged,
stream?
But you know, we'll just skip over that for time's sake. I have a couple examples of PPP dropping the ball here because PPP is a confidence trickster, but Flamenco is actually a better confidence trickster.
I don't know what
I
he's
guess I
talking
should play
about.
at a
Then.
minute 30:40.
I thought
This
we
timestamp.
actually got everything
Where,
we wanted out of.
Fuck, I'm almost like hallucinating spiders. But anyways, at an hour 30:40.
Hallucinating
Because he
spiders.
expresses sympathy and he tries to downplay what Tux has done in the actual pedo interrogation, but this is why. I have an example of why here, because he does the exact same thing. When he's called out on guilt, he acts suicidal to garner sympathy where there was previous anger. And it's a manipulation tactic. When people do that, they're not actually suicidal. They just want positive feedback instead of
It's
negative
true.
feedback when you call them out on their bullshit.
See,
Here's
Surfer is correct
him
yet again.
expressing that
Read
sound.
this.
I'll
I'm
read.
gonna go load my gun real quick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm literally kidding.
It's like, where is
Yeah,
this
let's let it
Surfer?
go. Go back.
Yeah, sure. I'm not reading it out loud. Sorry.
Person, can you read this? Can you read this?
I'll
I'm
read.
gonna go load my gun real quick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm literally.
But there he is. He makes a suicide joke, and people that are guilty do that to manipulate you into giving them sympathy. Oh, poor baby, don't commit suicide. Well, do it, faggot. You know? But they do that to manipulate your emotions when they're obviously in the guilt, and
Yeah.
that's why when
Well, Pegbenko does this all the time. Like, I'll give you an example.
Felt big bad gun 1000. Oh,
Oh, I can also explain what felt it is if you guys want.
well, it's like anal, right?
I mean,
It's like-
No.
Yeah.
Brap.
What is that,
Crap.
flamenco?
Yeah, somebody said to just jump in and start yelling out brap.
I mean, that's what he does. To be the most annoying, like you just want to beat his head in with a brick person in the fucking room. And he does it just for attention.
Tux does that, he expresses sympathy for Tux because they both behave the exact same way in that regard.
I'm literally kidding. I'm literally kidding. I'm sorry.
Don't say that, bro. Jesus.
Sorry. I'm literally.
And Brian falls for it because he's been looking at outlines all day and the feminine hormones are kicking in. No. But
It's not true.
here, let's find out what else we have here. So I wrote down at a minute.
I don't think
48:40,
anybody fell for
obvious
anything
lies denying
in that
Lolly
stream.
showed up.
I think
So let's
let's
just go ahead
sometimes
and
you just gotta let other
an
people
hour,
talk.
48:40.
you just got to keep them talking.
I'm probably just gonna go.
That was
for
probably
P1
the
to
only
figure out.
failure
You know, I meant to clip all
of
these things
Wednesday.
before the show, but I just didn't have the fucking time. I should have woken up earlier.
Is that somebody kept interrupting every time they would let
Here
him
we go.
talk.
So here's, I wrote down
Somebody would
obvious
interrupt
lies
and completely
denying Lolly
derail.
showed up. So let's hear
We're
it
not
now.
going to
I
say
just want
who.
to ask before we get into these super chats. So are you into lolicon, Flam?
No.
Then no, you heard that.
No.
You heard that.
But he's
Contrasted
clearly
when he
lying.
was telling the truth in the end. It's a distinct difference in tonality. So you know that's a lie. You know he is watching Lolly and showed up.
What about Shotokan?
Yeah.
No.
You did watch a Shotokan.
Yeah, listen and tell.
Confidence again.
Again, a bunch of people have DM'd me, and apparently, like, that tag is erroneous, and they've it demonstrated, like, in various ways how it is. So I don't know. I guess that's like
Once again, the description.
We'll go back to that tell later, because we're going to examine when he's responding to Josh, and you're going to see that exact same response to a lot of Josh's accusations. And it takes one to know one, Josh. So I believe Josh's evaluation of the situation is also correct.
Description of Boy Soprano says that it's a boy in junior high that's prepubescent. So obviously that's not a false tag. Just because you can get some pedo in your CP server to, say that it is a false tag, it doesn't mean it's a false tag, Flamenco. It's a false appeal.
personal thing. If there's something in there, then I don't know what to tell you.
All right, Psycho.
Yeah, go ahead, Ashton.
Psycho Gun Gear for $10 per sip, you homo street shitter. Get it together.
Jeez.
Iron Wolf Sphere for
A Psycho Gunyear. That guy's a real sycophant for fucking Andy Orski, but that's a pretty base comment by him.
420. My good friend Psycho is on the verge of putting people through walls to get the OBS working. Jesus. Integis tip 333. Flam.
OBS seems like an easy thing, but it's not that
I
easy
think that's gonna be the one that's
when you're live.
A minute.
really safe.
An hour
It's
50,
comfortable, I guess.
denies being a pedo again.
For
That might be
333,
relevant.
he says he sent the image to me. I still didn't get it though. I haven't found it in my DMs because photographer. He says also Flam is still into child porn. Shota and Lolly are young kids. Not good. Not good.
Yeah, I'm not. Sorry.
And you hear how he said that again? He said
Yeah.
that with sexual
So that's the
excitement
tell.
in his voice.
That's
and it
the
was
tell.
the exact same tonality for lies. And keep in mind when we watch the actual interrogation, PBP says to him that he gave him the benefit of the doubt on the pedophilia in this time.
That was being nice. Now we're going to go into Flamenco stream from today. And we're going to look for these tells here. But I think Surfer was on point, but fuck Surfer anyway. Let's see, where is that? But he was on point about the tells thing. And I noticed that during the stream as well. Don't tell me that Flamenco took down his fucking stream. Oh, come on. Because now it's not working. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I had it set, now it's not working. But somebody's got the stream snipe of it, I think. So. Alright. So this is Flam's stream from today, where he reacts to Josh's stream, where we're going to react to his reaction. Part of the whole Inception concept. I don't know how well it's working. I think it's probably shit, but I'm too tired to care.
All right. 2747. Okay. Okay.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So a guy joins. His name is Ichiban, and he says, I follow Flam, and I wanted to see on YouTube or on Steam what game he was playing. And I saw he was playing a game called Bloons.
Who knew?
And we don't know
Who knew?
Bloons is like a
This
weird
is something.
tower
Hold
defense
on, I
game
want to
that's quite
address real
popular.
quick before we start this. Who knew Flamenco had so many fucking fans? When did that fucking happen? I blame this all on Medicare. We should just fucking push him right out of the hospital bed for this shit.
Right now is featured by Zeth.
Imagine giving this fuck the reins.
And,
He gave him and
it's
Gator.
apparently very autistic for like the tower shooter, which is why people play it. So
There'll be a
"I'm gonna
cleansing
see how many
fire
hours
soon,
he
don't
has
worry."
in balloons, because apparently people can burn quite a few hours.
How many hours do I have in balloons? Hold on. Let's see.
Listen to this fuck eat as he's being accused of being called a pedophile. Just casually eat.
267 hours. I don't know if I
267
played all
hours.
of that, but like 267 hours.
Yeah, that's not a lot or anything.
Opens it up and sees
267 hours. That's like nothing.
Discord groups, and Ichiban, being a
That's not over 10
curious
days straight
fan
of playing a video.
of this, notices that one of the groups is German, and since Flamenco does not speak German, it is quite interesting that he would be in a German group. So he opens the group and clicks on the profile of the administrator, who is this guy named Sanctus. And Sanctus's profile has pictures of children.
Yeah, and he doesn't
it's
know
quite curious
what that is.
why this,
And he
Austrian
stayed in this
person
group for over a
has
year.
Pictures of children all over, and,
Oh
and
my
lollipop.
God.
You can see like two like
So
German
fucking
characters
disturbing.
that are kissing in the corner. And it's quite
Jesus
curious
Christ.
why he would have this on his profile.
It's
So,
not
if we went
curious.
to Sanctus's profile,
Like, what
It's
is
not curious.
what
It's
is
just
wrong with
fucking
people?
weird.
Why would this even be allowed? Like, why would Steam allow a little girl's picture? I just don't even understand.
I'm not defending
You know,
that shit.
I just don't.
want anything to do with that.
I'm just
Weird,
blaming
no,
everybody. I'm
fuck
going
you.
full fucking blame the world.
and you click their groups, you would find this other group.
This is just
which
fucking
Flamenco
vile.
Was not in, called the
Big shout Snow, by the way. He clarified that I was not in this group at any point.
Bundeskriminalamt, which apparently means
Good for
federal
you.
police, in German or Austrian. I'm guessing German because it has the flag right there.
We needed Kraut for the
And
translation.
if you were to go to this group, you would notice that every single user in this group had a child for their profile picture, just like the other one did. And if you went to one of their profiles, you might find this, another German user who has the child lover symbol, which I'm sure many of you have seen from the images, like on 4chan. There's a list of
Very gross.
Flamenco doesn't know what any of this is.
Dog
He has
whistles
no
that
idea.
pedophiles have, and this is one of them. I think this is.
He's probably got
child
it
lover
fucking
for
tattooed on an
girls,
ass
probably,
cheek or
'cause
something.
pink.
How much you want to fucking bet?
And very obvious pedophile group. There are people who play video games and they have enough to not get banned. But
Who was
enough
the
to
other
be
one that
obvious
had
they're pedophiles.
tattoos
If you're a
like that?
pedophile and you
Was that Jeff Holiday had like a fucking pedophile tattoo?
want to contact them, then they would be happy to sort you out. So, again,
Now, in fairness to this guy,
Listen to
Psychopius,
casually
Flam just
fucking with
says,
his
"I
mouth
add
stuff."
everybody. This is true, and I've said this prior to this like entire debacle. I have flat out said that I add like everybody, and that's the reason why my friends group is added. So I've said this already.
What? It's fucking.
just to remind you that this is 2 degrees of separation from Flamenco. Flamenco is in the King Harry group, which is owned by Sanctus, who is in the Bundeskriminalamt, and that is the pedophile one, like hardcore pedophile one. We don't know what the
He doesn't
King
know
Harry
that,
one is,
no.
or King
He doesn't
Harry.
know this is a
I looked it
hardcore
up.
pedophile.
Apparently,
He just
Harry-
accepts his friend request and joins his group chat.
Seriously, Flam.
But he doesn't know anything.
Wilberger's Autism
For a
Cat
year.
Thieves Guild
Over a
stories
year.
are the funniest, especially the ending.
I will watch that, maybe not on stream, but at some point. Don't worry.
Was like a Serbian prince who
How can
went
people
to a
defend
concentration
this?
camp as a child and was sexually molested and abused by alcoholic parents. It was
Had no idea whatsoever.
something weird like that. I don't know if that's a dog whistle in Germany. It was very strange. So this happens, and people are talking about it, and eventually Flamenco decides to join the chat, my new Sneed chat that I just created, and he's in chat, and his performance in chat, talking about it.
By the way, let's talk about this because I have the images from this chat. And I actually want to pull them up. I wasn't prepared to pull them up, but I know I have them. So just give me a moment. Actually, we'll let this play out. So.
Was not convincing.
And
the same
on a
thing as
stream
last time
earlier
when he
this
got
week,
found out
they
with
had all
the
the
hentai
Snapchats
shit.
of this.
That was
They
kinda
had all
sussy.
the fucking
He just
snaps
says,
of it.
I do not recall.
You
I
know,
do
they
not
mysteriously
remember
didn't
joining
appear
this
on
group. I do
on
not know.
screen at all.
And it's like, okay, well, you're not
So-
okay, Hillary Clinton. You're not convincing me that Hillary Clinton said I don't recall as a way to circumvent like legal responses to Congress. That's not how you convince people, though. Like if you remember, she
Fragmenko
lost
wants
the
to be
election because
Hillary
people
Clinton. That's
didn't
his
trust
idol.
her, even though she didn't go to jail for what she did. So that I considered his performance a bit.
I most likely just say most of the time I just say that so that like if I'm denying something and like because I don't remember joining the server or anything like that, but it's not recall or anything like that. It's like I obviously joined, and if I said something, it's probably like one.
By the way, this folder has like 100 things in it.
Thing or whatever.
But
I
don't
no
one got to see him,
and that's why I don't want to like say no. I never chatted in there because I don't,
abysmal. And when I thought about this, I mentioned to him, by the way.
Basically, the entire point of that is so that like if like I did say like hi or something, and people can't be like, look, he said something, he said hi, he's lying. Like there's again.
Yeah, you said hi to somebody with a little girl fucking avatar who's in a fucking group chat sharing pictures of children. Why would you say hi to this person?
People are schizophrenic like that. People are absolutely.
Why are you talking to these people
like
at
that.
all?
So, like, if you don't have like a full
Does this make
recollection
any
of
sense
why
to
you're
anyone?
even in the fucking group, like, I don't recall ever fucking saying anything in it or whatever.
I don't remember. Can you imagine saying you don't? Can you imagine saying I don't remember talking to pedophiles? I don't remember. What do you think this is, Fragmenko? Where's your fucking head?
Lolicon, like the ID in the profile section was just
a
Lolicon.
psycho.
The URL ID was Lolicon. Again, I don't think a guy's name was actually Lolicon at any point.
And he says like, oh yeah,
I don't think. How would you know that, Fragmenko, if you don't even know who this is? How could you even say you know or don't know his name if you don't remember?
I have him on my friends list. I'm thinking, okay, number one, why would you tell me that? I did not know that, but sure enough, they are friends. So it's like, okay, that's even worse, Flamenco. Why would you tell me this?
Exactly.
And I try to sit here and I try to think, because in case you don't know, my rule, because people say things about me, and I don't appreciate it. So that has tempered my attitude.
It does suck, doesn't it,
the
Jai?
big P word. And I try to think, I try to be fair, and I try to say,
Oh,
I would
Josh,
not
it's
call someone
only your fault.
a pedophile, unless I was so convinced
You were
that they
name
were a
fagging
pedophile
16.
that I could shoot them myself with my own hand and feel absolutely no niggling doubt in my
Oh, hey
head
there,
that
kids.
I
It's
perhaps
time
made
for the
mistakes. So
shameless
guilty
shekel
beyond a shadow of a doubt.
shakedown.
Can I join
I'm
in
trying
a
to
bit?
think.
Have something to
What did
say?
he say?
In just a little bit, Hal. Don't worry, I will add you. Sorry.
Those
in
fucking
this
text-to-speech
instance,
things are ridiculous.
that would help exonerate him. I try to sit and come up with this on my own. What could possibly
pull these up.
he said? What's the benefit of a doubt here? And I came up with one, and I said I had come
This
up
is
with
what Josh is referring to, even though for whatever reason it didn't stream. How do we know it's a pedo group? Okay. Why the fuck? See, this is a good response. Why the fuck would you join a group on Steam without even knowing what's in it? Why? Why wouldn't you look? It doesn't make any sense. You're only in 3 groups, Fragmenko. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, exactly. If you take a quick look at this guy. Look at this guy. I mean, you know. It's just, he's got the look. I mean, not to be evil about it, but for God's sakes. It's just ridiculous. Let's look at the next page. things that were not presented properly. I'm going to put them all up. Going to react to all of this. Trying to convince the farms not to go after him. Oh no, I didn't know what it was. I don't know. I don't look at the things I join. I don't look at the avatars of people who send me friend requests. I don't do anything. I exist. Okay? If someone else had done this to cover in your show, you'd say, I don't know. It's heavily implying that it's you, right? I never posted in the chat. How do you know you? It's just insane. Okay, you never. So why are you in it if you've never posted in it? Why is it? I don't understand this whole logic. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I play games on Steam and add people in the chat. So he adds people from stream. Okay. So, okay. But he just coped about, he only has 137 things. He only has 137 on his friends list. And he has to be selective about the people that he adds. And it was full, right? But he has people that he doesn't know that are in group chats filled with pedophiles, posting pictures of children. It doesn't make any sense. Then Gordon, see, this guy, very valid question. I'm in 20 group chats, and I know none of them post questionable shit. You can't monitor 6 group chats? Then Flamenco responds by, I never enter these group chats that I've joined. So what's the point? Why are you joining these group chats that you never look at or enter? It doesn't make any sense. You're a liar. If something doesn't make sense, it's just not true. Not usually. I mean, there are some things in life that don't make sense that happen, but I mean, this is just retarded. It just doesn't, you're just not making any sense at all. I don't check any of them. He doesn't check any fucking group chats. Then he says, the court case. So then he responds about the sealed document, right? He says, the court case was a fucking dispute with my parents and the school back when I was 15. Except this is in 2009 and you're 33, Flamenco. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, if you do the math on that, you weren't 15 in 2009. You were much older than 15 in 2009. If you're 33, if I'm getting that correct. I mean, what does the chat say? I'm pretty sure he's 33, correct? I'm pretty sure he's 33. So how old would that make him? That was, they were in 2022. So that was 13 years ago. That would make him 20 years old in 2009. Sounds about right. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like you're a minor there. And you're definitely not 15. Let's play some more of this and I'll pull up the rest of the snap.
With a good excuse. And I decided not to say what it is because I did not want to help him. But sure enough, he went on Kino Casino with PPP and Andy Worski and Godwinson for the first time in a very long time. And they talked to him. And Flamenco pulls out the one good excuse that I could come up with, which is just that he adds absolutely everybody.
Which again is the truth, and it's something I've said prior in other streams.
And joins random fucking groups that he gets invited to. Cause if you are on if you are in a group of people like VTubers or the anime board on 4chan or the VTuber board on 4chan or the V board on 4chan, and you just accept random invitations, you are without fail within the limit of 250, which is all you can add if you are on.
Josh is correct on this.
If you're not like a
he
high
would
level
know
on Steam, you can only have like 200 friends. He has 240 on his friends list. I have like 8 on my Steam friends list. I know every single.
Which, by the way, I'm 95% sure is like I I'm like, I have like maybe 15 friend requests that I can accept at this point before I reach the limit, because I've done the retarded.
Before he reaches the limit, my ass. He's probably already at the limit. He's adding everybody who adds him. No clue when this Sanctus guy added me. It was over a year ago, Flynn. Dude, I have like 160 friend requests. So he has 160. Let's put this together because this directly contradicts what he's saying. He has 160 friend requests. And somehow, out of all of these friend requests that he's getting, the Sanctus guy is somehow on his friends list until May 26th, a few weeks ago. Does that make any sense to anybody? That it was a randomly added person when he directly contradicts himself constantly about this? I mean, it's just insane. Let's see what he says next. Of course, he ran right to the farms to try to clear his name. Ran right to the farms. Says, I don't know what to tell you. Never had people send me anything, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay, fine. That makes a lot of sense. Or the Steam group that the Sanctus guy was in. God, you people are almost as being as retarded as Ralph. People are just asking you simple questions like, you join this group and there are pictures of children, and what are you doing in it? What the fuck are you doing in this group? I mean, it's a really simple question. I don't know how that's being, I mean, if Ralph is asking that question, it's a completely justified question to ask. What are you doing? It's just, I don't understand this guy at all. He's out of his fucking gourd. So let me get this straight. Okay, this is in response to people saying, well, you're friends with one of them and you're in this group chat, so you must know what's going on, or else why are you in there? And why are you friends with this person? And he says, so let me get this straight. I am a part of this network while not being friends with anyone else in the chat. You're friends with one person in the chat. That's all you need to be friends with. That's it. That's all you need to be friends with. And then he asks, can you even DM people not on your friends list? In the group chat, you can. I mean, now we're going to pretend like you don't know how Steam works? I mean, it's a complete gaslight of just reality. This is like the water is not wet. Okay, I mean, maybe that's how he copes with life. He just he just creates these narratives that don't make any fucking sense. And then somehow he can justify it. I don't go into Steam group chats. So why are you accepting the invites to them and staying in them for over a year? Then it says, some dude in Flam's bi-curious group chat is in Shadman's group. Notorious pedophile that loves to draw pictures of children. Another connection. Look at that. Another pedophile that you're connected to, Flamenco. So not only are your Discord mods pedophiles, not only are the people that you've associated live on stream pedophiles, not only do you discuss pedophilia openly and how acceptable you think it is, but even your Steam friends turn out to be pedophiles. I mean, who isn't a pedophile that you associate with, Flam? I mean, who isn't?
Friend, like,
you run to Josh
or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Who's also called a pedophile.
Yeah, I know. There is proof that they've changed their pics. Again, yeah, 100%.
No, one of them.
I mean, it's just insane.
Random fucking people, and you're participating in anime communities. You are definitely going to get sex offenders on your list. I guarantee you that if you just go onto A or VTuber, the board on 4K,
now
say, hey,
look for the tell.
Steam, you will probably
look for the
get,
tell that
out
he's
of 100
lying.
people, 50 of them will have lolicon avatars, and 10 of them will have real kids as the avatars. And it's just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's coming up shortly.
And he joins a random German group because it's like World War II black and white photo in German, and he just thinks like, oh, this is like some like dog whistle conservative group.
Yeah, it was some sort of edgy right-wing thing, most likely, and that's why I never like looked into it. But it's like in all German, so I probably never felt the need to like chat in there.
I
Did you catch it?
can't believe that, and I believe that when he says it because he
Need to chat in
He-
there. I just
he
thought it was
had a
alt-right
previous encounter with
Nazis,
PPP
guys.
where he was definitely guilty, and that was all the porn shit.
I didn't think they
And
were
his
pedophiles when they
responses there were
posted
floundering
children. They
about
were
saying, "I don't
alt-right
know, I don't know."
Nazis.
I mean, I was again that Pornhub account was legitimately hacked. I have the fucking email about it too.
Oh, it must have been a hacker,
Legitimately
like, stupid
hacked,
shit
huh?
That's like,
Sure it
why
was.
would you even get onto a stream if you're just gonna say stupid shit like that and make yourself look guilty as fuck? So I know how he looks when he lies.
Was
He
legitimately
looks
hacked
retarded
4
when
years
he
ago
lies.
to
So
give
come
you
out with like a
to give
viable
you
excuse,
Pornhub
like, yeah, I just accept
achievements.
everybody, you know.
And it was
I
active
wanna
for
be
4
internet
years.
famous.
It was a 4-year
And
gay op.
It's like, okay, yeah, I get it.
The Pornhub account.
And by the
4
way, I
year
looked it
gay
up,
op.
and this is from November.
Again, big shout out to Josh. He is like giving me at least a pretty
shout
fair
out
shake for these
to
like,
Josh.
for this group or whatever. He's
Save
not
me,
being like
Josh. We're-
autistic or whatever. Like I think he's giving it a
We're
relatively
fellows at
like,
arms. They
even-handed
call
take.
you a pedophile too, don't they, Josh?
2021.
Save
so
me,
last year,
Josh.
maybe around the time the guy added, this is the
Josh
first
isn't
archive
gonna
for his
save
account.
you.
The other guy
Get the
sent
fuck
us.
out of here.
And he's using Lazy Town. Speaking of pedo bear, he's using Lazy Town, which I guess
If
is
Josh
like a
can get
pedophile
attention
thing, but
off of
it's
destroying
not
your
obvious,
life,
'cause
he's absolutely going to
Lazy
do
Town
it.
memes
That's
have been
his
a
whole
thing for,
living.
like 15 years.
Get a fucking clue.
So it's like, okay, I can kind of believe you, bro. But you know, as bad as like, because the argument with Flamenco did not go over well, even for PPP's audience. From what I understand, Andy Worski.
No, my argument went very well with PP's
It
audience,
went
Josh.
shit.
I'm sorry. It
If
went
Andy had
fucking
showed
gangbusters.
Turned
a
off the
tenth of
chat
what he
replay.
had, it would have
For
went
his
really
chat because
well.
It was full of tomatoes.
And I think Godwinson and
then the
Ashton
comments
were
are
brilliant.
overwhelmingly negative. The ratio for likes to dislikes is like 60% dislike. And even when he did a poll for his stream, like 40% of people said they thought that Flamenco was a pedophile. So it just didn't
Here.
work.
Let's look at more evidence from the
However,
folder.
I will now turn the other cheek and I will shit on Flamenco because if this wasn't damning, the issue is that he has the hentai shit very recently with the lolicon tags or the shotacon tags because he was watching something about
No, that's a
Boy
misunderstanding.
Soprano
It's
or something.
mislabeled, right?
He then
Here's
exits
exhibit
that by, like,
Exhibit
whatever, it's
Z
just like
that
porn, I found
Flamenco is
Christ, and he's like,
pedophile.
okay, whatever. And then he has this, and it's like, okay.
Exhibit Z. No, I mean, come on, come on, Flamenco, come on, man, ridiculous.
Okay, PPP didn't really handle it, and he looks kind of like innocent because of it. But then he directly goes from that to this huge benefit of a doubt that I could give him to showing up on a fucking stream with Vito the Pedo.
Yes, it's true. It is true.
And Mr. Girl, aka Max Carson, who's
Also, in fairness, Vito was not originally one of the people invited into this live stream, but again, like, okay, I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna say this already because, like, at some point I'll probably be inside like another conversation that has Mr. Girl or whatever. Dude, I don't fucking care. I legit do not fucking care. Okay. I do not care if I am on a live stream with another person that people have issue with. I genuinely do not give a shit. I genuinely do not give a shit. Now, Mr. Girl is weird, and he says really fucking weird shit, and I don't fully trust him. Vito, on the other hand, is just a fucking contrarian attention whore. He is nothing but a person who seeks to go and, like, rile up people because they have heartfelt beliefs on certain things. That is the only purpose that Vito has. It is 100% contrarian.
Sure it is.
He is 100% trying to get a rise out of people. That is 100% his MO for every single fucking interaction that he has that goes against the grain. Again, don't fucking, I don't know.
called I Am a Pedophile, and he just hangs out with these fucking people.
Vito is a fat fuck pedophile. I'll say it.
And it's like, I can't give you any more benefit of a doubt.
It's just freedom of speech.
I just can't. I can't
to-
associate with someone who's going to associate with.
It's just freedom of speech to touch your penis to children. It's just freedom of speech. That's what these people. I mean, this is what libertarianism has turned into. It's freedom of speech to touch your penis to children. I mean, this is what it's turned into. It used to be about government hands off of my money and hands off of small businesses and hands off of regulation. Now it's about, it's okay to touch yourself to children.
Open
It's
pedophiles.
Again,
Josh,
I
don't know what's happened
care if
in
you
this country.
associate
I really don't.
with me, dude. I already know. I watch anime. I'm already tainted in your eyes. It's whatever, dude. You can whatever. It's fine. I don't fucking care.
Yes, you are.
I genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care. Isn't that an old stream? That stream is like 2 months old.
Let's
that
look at the
stream
Steam
is something
page.
that Augie invited me on to because he was going on.
Because I don't want to look at
that,
pictures of blurred out children, because I find it even disturbing that that even exists. Okay, let's look. Look at the groups that Flamenco. Look, Harry Connick, 13 members. Another esteemed pedophile. It's curious that you're also in that group, huh, Flamenco? Just right here. He's never looked in this. He doesn't know who Sanctus is, but it's right here on his profile, right on the fucking front page. He doesn't know anything about it. Just ridiculous. He would deny that he was even in it or it even existed if he could get out of it, but there's just too much evidence.
that had Link and Mr. Girl talking about whether or not porn is an addiction, and the important thing to kind of understand about that is Mr. Girl was getting kind of irritated with me because I wasn't like fully embracing lolicon shit, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you know what, if a character is stated to be like 15 years old in that, like, I feel a little bit different with the work. I feel a little bit different with what I'm looking at. If it's explicitly stated, that's a little weird.
It is explicit.
That's a little odd. I don't look at it the same way, and it just feels weird. I don't know. Was it fun talking to ER? Yes, it was. It very much was.
Because if you don't remember, Vito had this
Contrarian pedo posting is still pedo posting. No, it really fucking isn't. It really fucking
It
isn't.
is.
Vito is not saying that he's a pedophile in this. Vito is just like, oh, I want to fucking.
It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. There's nothing ironic about being aroused at pictures of children. There's nothing funny about that. I just don't fucking get it. Look, here's exhibit 5029 about why Flamenco is guilty. Guilty. And he's on notice. He knows he can't be arrested for this. I mean, he can't. There's nothing that we could really do to him. But it's got to be clear to him that he's on notice. And if he slips up, we're all going to know. Because we're all fucking watching.
Hold up my fucking, devil's advocate type thing for Mr. Girl or whatever. Mr. Girl, again, I don't think is actually a pedophile. I think
because I guarantee you something bad will happen. I think he is saying
when he's talking about his Cuties thing is that Cuties was trying to elicit a sexual response from like all these like naked, like half naked tweens or whatever, and that it like he felt that way or whatever. Again, it's gross and I don't understand it fully because I don't think I would get the same reaction to watching Cuties or whatever, but I think that's what Cuties was actually going for, and it's to make you like feel disgusted with your physical response or whatever.
No, it wasn't a honeypot to get little girls to dance half naked in front of camera and be distributed to other pedophiles. It wasn't that. All the little children that had to audition for this and their parents who'll burn in hell.
Luckily, I haven't watched Cuties, though, so I don't know.
This is making me so angry.
stupid defense on Twitter.
Take that L Flam? I don't know.
It's making me so fucking upset.
Again, I kind of think that Null's position with whether or not you'll call somebody a pedophile is pretty good. I don't think I would shoot Vito or Mr. Girl and sleep well at night.
Against Keemstar, and he says this: having basic empathy for not offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. The fact that it takes this controversial is a sad reminder that we still live in an
Again, right here, having not basic empathy for not offending pedophiles.
Oh, by the way, this is Flamenco's his hacked Pornhub account, by the way. As I told you, there's mountains of evidence in this folder that was completely unused. But if you'll see here, look at the date. April 8th, 2022. Yeah. You're really hacked there, buddy. You know, there's not activity on that account over years. But I guess you were hacked in April 8th of 2002, so that must mean you're completely innocent of all charges. I mean, who cares if you fucking masturbate to prolapse porn? I mean, this is like completely other level. This is completely different universe of stuff. But, I mean, it just proves that you love to lie.
Also ultimately lead to less child abuse. What I read this as, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't get
what
me
I
wrong.
read
I mean,
this
it's
as
completely
is,
disgusting.
if you are a person that is
comparison?
attracted to children,
I'd much rather
but
him masturbate to
you
prolapse
go
porn.
and you seek help and you remove yourself from any position that possibly endangers children or puts you in a position
Follow this advice, Flam. Follow this advice.
to abuse children. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you are a person that's like that and you're seeking help and you're taking active measures to be like, you know what? I have this weird sickness. I don't know what's
You could see that, you know, he's talking about himself here. And just to say, you're on notice. You're on notice and everyone is watching. So let's hope he follows. At least tries to follow this advice.
going on, and I'm going to remove myself so I don't be put in a position where I can hurt children. That part right there is fine. That part right there is fine.
I mean, it's a fucking bizarre. That's a bizarre fucking take.
Flynn, just stop talking. Okay.
Seriously.
Intellectual dark age. I need Ethereum says, what does non-offending mean? Never
It's okay that I masturbate to children being abused if I'm not abusing them myself. That makes a lot of sense.
Never touched a kid, never looked at CP. If you're into kids, there's only one solution. To which Vito says, non-offending
So
means
fucking retarded.
we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no.
As long as Vito is taking precautions, like necessary precautions to remove himself from being anywhere near children, good for him.
We understand, inclusive. And
when you have kids, you'll understand. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Fair enough. If I don't have kids, I don't... Listen, I can't... Whatever.
then someone says, quote unquote, we, and he
Hopefully you never have a child. There's probably why you don't have a child.
says we, period. So him, Max Carson, definitely pedophiles, passes the test. I would shoot both of them and I would sleep like a fucking baby. I would sleep better after shooting them than I did before shooting them. So completely fair.
Yeah, Vito does need a lot of help. Vito, like I said, is like a person who is just only happy when he is in the hot seat, when he is like negative attention on him.
This is also projection because this is entirely fucking Flamenco too. Okay, because he flaunts this shit in front of everybody and then he pretends to cry, but he loves it. He loves the attention that he's getting from this.
Vito definitely needs help, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm having like a fucking retard take or whatever, but I don't know.
Fair to say that. And then Flamenco's just fucking hanging out in their chat like, hey guys, I'm also being called a pedophile. Is this the club that we're...
Listen, if Vito or Mr. Girl, especially Mr. Girl, after saying that he was attracted to cuties, says, oh, by the way, I just got a position at a daycare or whatever, I'd be fucking alarmed. All right? I would not be comfortable. I would not be happy with this situation. I would not be comfortable with this situation at all. All right? Like, I don't know. That's like the best way for me to explain it. I don't know.
Where we hang out at?
Listen, I just don't feel comfortable with assigning a death sentence to people with like pre-crime or some shit. I don't know.
What?
For being called pedophiles, and the only person who has, because
listen, this isn't like you know, Project Orange or what, this isn't some kind of future dystopian thing where you're being convicted of crimes that you haven't yet been convicted of. If you're masturbating to children, that is a crime. Does he understand? Like, this isn't about, it's a crime to masturbate to children, Fragmenko. It's a crime to do that. This is not.
Ralph did a thing.
You're not being convicted of a thought crime. It's a crime to do what you're talking about.
Don't fully trust him. Vito, on the other hand, is just a fucking contrarian advocate type thing for Mr. Girl or whatever.
Damn it,
Mr. Girl, again, I don't think is actually a pedophile. I think he is saying, when he's talking about his Cuties thing, is that Cuties was trying to elicit a sexual response from, like, all these, like, naked, like, half-naked tweens or whatever, and that it...
Daddy Jim has seemingly... he will not disavow his successor, his crowned successor, who's Fragmenko and Gator. And that's why he deserves to be thrown from the hospital bed. But that'll happen soon enough.
Like, he felt that way or whatever. Again, it's gross, and I don't understand it fully, because I don't think I would get the same reaction to watching Cuties or whatever, but I think that's what Cuties was actually going for, and it's to make you, like, feel disgusted with your physical response or whatever. Luckily, I haven't watched Cuties, though, so I don't know.
Stupid defense on Twitter.
Take that L, Flam? I don't know.
For Max Carr.
Again, I kind of think that Null's position with whether or not you'll call somebody a pedophile is pretty good. I don't think I would shoot Vito or Mr. Girl and sleep well at night.
Against Keemstar, and he says this: having basic empathy for not offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. The fact that it takes this controversial is a sad reminder.
I think Flam would do anything for
right here. Having basic empathy for not offending pedophiles will ultimately lead to less child abuse. What I read this as, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, what I read this as is, if you are a person that is attracted to children, but you go and you seek help and you remove yourself from any position that possibly endangers children or puts you in a position to abuse children, I'm okay with that. If
you're offending me, never.
Okay, let's go in who needs to be protected from Fragmenko. Okay, because he's fucking out of his mind. Let's go into a little email Fragmenko sent to Christian. We're going to read this email. He talks about wanting to protect people from psychos. Let's talk about psycho behavior. Josh the Bandit King at gmail.com. That sounds like a familiar email. Chris, I am shocked and appalled at your recent strips about taking down 4-cent garbage building. You decided that people making fun of you and mislabeling you deserve to have a building crash down around them. My father died in a building collapse. How dare you make light of something so serious and so life-affecting as that? This is when Fragmenko was a failed ween, by the way. If you don't know who the ween is, it's one of the very many A-logs of Christian. He's trying to make a name for himself here. Those people might have families and will never whole again because you decided to overreact to what people called names. This is him trying to gaslight Christian. I'm so sorry you were a fat, stupid, homophobic, racist, narcissistic, naive, evil, vile, dishonest, and despicable person. And the world will be a much better place when you drop dead and rot in hell, which I hope will be soon. Also, in regards to your challenge and anyone who is against you, I will come down to Virginia anytime you want so I can play real life version of Kick the Autistic with your fat ass. It's very nice, Fragmenko, that you're sending unhinged emails to a fat autistic man who was so autistic he decided to fuck his own mother for a chance at romance. This is what Fragmenko is up to in his spare time when he's not looking at pictures of
Never
children.
touched a kid, never looked at CP. If you're into kids, there's only one solution. To which Vito says, non-offending means we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no.
As long as Vito is taking precautions, like necessary precautions to remove himself from being anywhere near children, good for him.
We understand, inclusive. And
when you have kids, you'll understand. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Fair enough. If I don't have kids, I don't. Listen, I can't.
Don't
whatever.
have kids.
Then someone says,
I've already
quote, unquote,
responded
we,
to this, but we're
and he
playing
says,
it over
we,
again.
period. So him, Max Carson, definitely pedophiles, passes the test. I would shoot both of them, and I would sleep like a fucking baby. I would sleep better after shooting them than I did before shooting them. So completely fair.
Yeah, Vito does need a lot of help. Vito, like I said, is like a person who is just only happy when he is in the hot seat, when he is like negative attention on him. Vito definitely needs help, but like I don't know.
How do I keep?
I don't know.
Where we hang out in.
Yeah,
Listen,
sure
I
Okay,
just don't.
Let's reiterate what you don't know. Let's look at your profile again, and let's look at where is it? Let's look at his profile again. This is what he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know where he is right now. He doesn't know who's a pedophile, who's not. The sky could be blue, gray, green, orange, purple. We don't know what's going on. We're just flying through life. Just flying around. Let's see. Download. Where's it going? Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, well, we'll keep playing the stream while I look for this image. That I was going to do a gotcha and I fucked it up because I
Feel
lost
comfortable with assigning a death sentence to people with like pre-crime or some shit. I don't know.
For being called
Pre-crime.
pedophiles, and the only person who has, because Ralph did a thing about this, and he manages to make it all about Jim, which is just stupid and joyless. The only person who had a correct take on this was Keemstar, who said this.
Every time I see these fucking stupid debates, you're too.
Keemstar is really base for this.
Well, fucking pedos
What's your
are
view,
okay
Keem?
or some shit. My view is you're all fucking weird. Fuck off.
Again, yeah, 100%. All these extremely like, oh, we're so big brain, we're so high intellectual, we're so smart, lol type people of like, oh, well, what if X
So
was
this is what
actually
Flamenco doesn't know. He doesn't know that he's part of this group that's right on his profile's front page. And this is the group. This is the group. And all of the people in the group, we've had to, these are little children in the images. And he doesn't know. But he's in this group. Look at him. He's right there. He doesn't know. And there are only 9 members. He doesn't know what any of this is. He doesn't know that this is a complete pedophile group. I mean, can you imagine if he could get away if we didn't have screenshots of him actually in this group? That he would just say he wasn't
able to actually do this or whatever. Like, yeah, you're weird and you're like, fuck you or whatever. Like, I do agree with Keemstar's low, like, drug brain take.
And that's all I'm playing of this 15-minute stream.
Very base Keemstar take.
These fucking losers. It's just like, Flam, I don't know what you're up to, but I don't want to be a part of it. I will never associate with Flamenco. I'll never.
It's okay, Josh. It's okay. I
imagine getting disavowed,
personally,
being too degenerate for Josh to ever associate.
Josh
with.
actually did DM me though
ban.
about whether or not I'm like using my Cozy account or something. If I could get. If you can get my stream ID,
that's tough.
Maybe if Fuentes goes like fully nuclear with me, but I don't know.
Never associate with anyone who associates with these two people, because they're open pedophiles, and there's no doubt about it. You can say, like, they'll come. Here's their game, right? This is what they do. They like hiding in plain sight. It's funny and arousing to them to say that they're something that's so disgusting and then just walk it back. They go out there, they say, I am a pedophile, and then they turn around and say, no, I'm just joking.
Right.
You're
Exactly.
and then it makes them laugh that they can say, I'm a pedophile, just joking, and like,
Exactly.
That's
I wonder who else who does that runs around and is in this chat right here on this stream.
Yeah, that right there is Vito's
That
whole
is
MO,
given
and
a free
it's annoying
pass,
as
I guess,
fuck.
for
I
some
really
reason.
hope that he stops engaging in that, but he won't, or whatever. I see Renaissance in the chat too. Yeah, like, that might be a reason to ban him, because he's being a needless contrarian. He's constantly, like, trying to poke the bear and trying to engage in, like, fucking sophistry that doesn't need to be engaged in or whatever. But I don't know.
Funny.
You do the same shit. And I have audio of that, by the way. I have audio of Flamenco doing the exact same shit, except more extreme. But let's play a little clip. Squire has said to play a clip that is going to be good, I guess. We'll see.
First thing I think about when I talk about child pornography is, I need to get good and liquored up for this.
And then Destiny is making this fucking loser Max Carson into his protege, and it's like, I will never.
More evidence. You want more? You want more weird, creepy shit from Flamenco? All right, let's play some more weird, creepy shit. This was all in the pile of evidence that was never touched, by the way. Just to really fucking put the tax in me, today. This is all shit that was there and never used. Whatever.
You're gonna fucking kill your family.
Turns out TLOU2 isn't on PS Now, so Pig Puncher has wasted his
Fucking
money after all.
subhuman. Do you have the clip?
Just fucking pure creep
Talk
shit.
to you. I will never talk to Destiny. I'll never talk to Flamenco. I never want to be in a recording with either of these people, because they make bad judgment decisions. At worst, at absolute worst, they are completely fucking retarded, and they cannot be trusted with their own health and safety at this point. Or at the opposite end, they're pedophiles and they have pedophile friends and they stick up for them. Wherever they lie on that spectrum of stupid and disgusting, no, thank you. I never want to know any of you people. So that's my take on the Flamenco stuff. I think that PvP fumbled trying to out him for that, when he could have just waited 30 seconds and then used this stream as better evidence, as far as I'm concerned.
I
Hindsight's
disagree with this,
20/20.
though, dude. If I'm on a stream with somebody, that's not indication that I'm, like, guilty of anything. Fuck you, dude.
Yes, it
Fuck
is.
you, Josh.
Guilt.
Josh,
Guilt. It's the pattern of behavior, Flamenco. Everybody you're friends with is a pedophile. Every last one of them. Anybody you associate with, you're talking about, debates about pedophilia. You're looking at lolicon. You're masturbating to all of this stuff. You're caught in a Steam group where people look at children. This is more than all just coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. These are not coincidences. Okay? I mean, it gets to a point where if something keeps happening over and over again, there's obvious correlation. Now, correlation isn't always causation, but in this case, I think there's a pretty solid pattern of behavior, and it's been said over and over and over again. Let's see this pattern of behavior where you talk about a friend that you have that is also somehow a pedophile. Let's talk about this. I'm hoping this is the right clip.
Burn for 5 says, are you going to cover Dimitri in chilling a child rapist in cafe? So somebody, for full disclosure, somebody sent me something about Dimitri Monroe, but Dimitri Monroe is a friend of the stream. I probably cannot cover this in a very objective fashion, and I would be kind of remiss to go into it like haphazardly.
This was played
it's
on
out
stream,
there,
yeah.
I guess, but I don't really have a comment on it. Like I said, Dimitri's a friend, so I'm not gonna comment on it until I actually like see like really hard hitting evidence of it. You know what I mean?
Remember,
and I
he's
said that on
denied
stream,
knowing
and he
this
already said
person
that.
and
Yeah.
Spooky. He's denied knowing both of them.
Zathan
but in this,
for
they're both
10
his friends.
says,
Okay. Let's play now. This clip. Just from a few days ago.
People are saying Dimitri. What's Dimitri? Who's Dimitri?
yeah, apparently
And
there's
there's a
this
lot
guy
of
that
people.
like wants me to go over stuff about like this guy named Dimitri Monroe, who is like, I guess was a mutual of mine on Twitter and is friends with Spooky. I think we watched like Wolf of Wall Street together, and that's like the extent of my interaction with that guy. But I'm like, if I'm even tangentially connected to somebody like that, I don't feel it's like appropriate to go over it. I feel like I would have like a conflict of interest. I don't know.
To go over this guy possibly being what? A pedophile?
I think he's like a lolly poster on Twitter or something, but I have no fucking clue.
No, I don't think it's a conflict of interest. I think you have a duty to call out people that you associated with if they are pedophiles or
How
if you
fascinating.
suspect them of being pedophiles.
Fascinating stuff.
I guess. I don't know. I just if it's a friend of a friend, then I don't know. I'd feel like I would be a little I don't know. I think I would not be able to give like, I don't know. It's whatever it is.
I'm just saying that, you know, it does not look good that you don't call out pedophiles if that's the case here.
I mean, it wasn't like a thing that was. I think it was like, I think Dimitri was like 20 and the girl was 17 or something like that. So like, I don't know. I that sort of shit, I just don't
Next, we're
care.
gonna look
I
at
try
what
to stay away from
Dimitri
like
fuck
any
was up
pedo
to.
shit because that shit is so easy to get wrong, and it's like fucking, you know, it's fucking super damaging, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. I'll play a little bit more of this now.
You've been on streams with fucking Zoom of all people, okay? Literal fucking pedophile Corey Barnhill. Fuck off, dude.
I have a response to this first. You know that Flamenco, Gator, and Bibble all would hang out with Plate Gang on Discord in Ralph's server, where Ralph would hand over like his pathetic pay pigs that had said something like had reacted to a gun picture, and he would hand it over to them. He'd hand these retards over them to be completely doxxed and humiliated. And this is what they would do all day. And Flamenco's going to say, you hung around with Corey Barnhill? Flamenco acted like a bet. He suckled on Corey's fucking balls. I know it for a fact, too. And that's how Zoom knew when he went in your Discord who all the pedophiles were. Because he knew you and he knew all of them from back then.
Remember that he held
That's
back
why
from
it
calling
took him
Tux
2
a
seconds
pedo.
to identify
Well, I don't
all
know.
of
He
them.
seems to have a soft spot
Because
for his friends because he
birds
It's not
of a
even a
feather
soft
flock
spot
together.
for a friend.
Flamenco.
Like Tux wasn't that deep of a friend. I was like friendly to him, and it's just like, yeah, you know what? Tux is a degenerate. Tux like had extremely inappropriate shit with his sister. But guess what?
I don't even want to talk about Tux. It's just too gross. A guy that fucks his sister for like a decade. It's just too nasty. And he's like clearly really mentally ill. It's just...
Tux was also like 14 and his sister was like 12. He's not a pedophile. He's just a degenerate. I don't want anything to fucking do with him, but I also don't want him to fucking kill himself. I hope he fucking gets help, and that's it. Like, I don't know. And saying that shit is like, oh, why are you throwing up such a fucking shield for Tux? It's like, oh my god, fuck off, dude.
You don't give a fuck about him anyway. You don't give a fuck about anybody.
knew Tux.
You just wanted to suckle the little bit of clout that you could because he was getting covered.
Some Discord guy
You don't give a
who's
fuck
like a
about that guy.
lolicon on Twitter or something.
Let's be real.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, it is, on one hand, it's poor show to like say, oh, well, you know.
Dimitri's like some fucking weird, edgy poster on fucking Twitter and shit.
Weird, edgy poster on Twitter. Let's look at Dimitri on Discord. What Dimitri was up to. Some weird, edgy poster on Discord. Or on Twitter. He doesn't know anything about this guy. Another person, Flamenco, very conveniently knows nothing about, yet calls him a friend. Let's look at some of this. I have more. Start reading that while I pull these up. I mean, it's just insane. It's insane. This guy just conveniently, he doesn't know anything about anybody that he's friends with. He just, he'll call anybody a friend. How convenient. They just all happen to be pedophiles. Bordering on, so this is this Dimitri guy. And this was years ago, but this is what this guy was up to. So bordering on the edge of legality. Heck yeah. Yes, sadly. We were over Sagatory as well. RIP. Probably still would. Can't wait to see the Undertale PS4. Okay, whatever. Then we go on. Okay. Tell me about you. If you want me to, I can tell you more. Okay. Let's see. Besides an adorable weep, it's okay for me to talk about kinkier side of your visit. Like how I want to taste a specific fluid. Ugh, Jesus Christ. This is what is this, like a porn chat? See, I haven't even read these. This is what Squire prepared. So I'm not familiar with these. I'm just reading these now, live. He's giving your first blowjob. So someone who is like clearly underage. You could give me your first blowjob. How old was this person supposedly, Squire? Can you tell me? Do you know how old this person supposedly was? Probably like 16, 15. How is our room situation? So this person clearly lives with their parents. Oh yeah, yours is on like the complete opposite side of the house. RIP. Guess you gotta sneak. I probably could sneak there. It'll be worth the reward. I've never had the desire to drink cum before, but I want so badly to drink yours. You should know though. The hormones really changes it. I come very little. Ew. So I'm guessing this is someone who's clearly a tranny. So nasty. It's just like screaming, I'm a child. I've never had sex before. Please rape me. It's so gross. I have more. I don't know if I want to read it. Squire, I didn't know this was so gross. Especially without, I don't have all the context for these, unfortunately. I didn't do my due diligence. I'm caught just like Ashton Godwinson. Go over the rest of these. I mean, it's clearly he's clearly talking to someone that's underage and apparently lives with their parents. You know yourself what you tried to do with that girl is wrong. Lying about your age is the worst part. Listen, Scott Pilgrim was 22 and Knives KO was 16. It's okay. Lily is 11. I'm 11 mentally. It's fine. This is in 2020, by the way. This is one of Flamenco's friends. This is his friend. that he doesn't know anything about. This is his friend. Okay. Conveniently doesn't know anything. Just some random guy he's added that just happens to be like a completely disgusting open pedophile who's trying to brag about fucking, I guess, an 11-year-old. And trying to convince people to tune out, I guess. Do you have any plans for HRT, or is it just when you can? I will get it as soon as possible, but since my family isn't too willing, I'll probably have to do it when I am 18. I have given them sources and stuff to get started, but they just didn't care. So I am looking at HRT in like a year or two, hopefully. So this person's clearly like way under 18. She's probably 16, you know. And like a 16-year-old could really make the decision to take hormones that are going to destroy their body and completely change their life forever. But whatever. I mean, they're doing it to young children now, so the world has gone fucking nuts. Well, I'm fine. Your body won't change much from then. Just hope your genetics will work well with it. Okay, so this is pruning out advice. That's trans-maxing advice. I have an eventual trans-maxing stream that we'll go over in my head. I think that'll be an interesting dive. This is more from this Dimitri person. I think a 15-year-old might have just convinced me to make both simultaneously the dumbest and riskiest thing I've considered in my life. For the record, I unconvinced myself of this for the time being. Well, there you go. Holy Jesus Christ. Well, there you go. Flamenco's best friend.
Fucking care about Dimitri, dude. I've talked to Dimitri like 2 fucking times or whatever, and it's just like, oh, you need to like talk about this guy, dude. Okay, you know what? I don't
know who. I don't actually know a lot of context about those images. I know partially about the Dimitri person. This Dimitri person was a friend who was outed of Flamenco's that he had defended in one of the clips I played tonight, where he was defending this person that he's a friend of the show. He can't talk bad about this person. He'd be biased. And it was just another person that just happens to be a pedophile, and that was evidence of their pedophilic activity on both Discord and Twitter.
pedophile shit, even if it's somebody I don't fucking know.
I don't know the specifics of the children they harmed, but it was a friend of the show. You know, I don't want to really know the specifics of who an 11-year-old called Lily was that was apparently raped by this creep. I just, who knows?
Even with the Keffel shit, I'm like, you know what? Keffel's was like, in moderation position of this, and it was like really fucking sus. That's it. I'm not gonna call him a fucking pedophile. And this person fucking hates me. I don't fucking care.
I don't care, guys. I don't care.
You're guilty by association. You're friends with Max Carson, so that makes you a pedophile, and I won't talk to you. But on the other hand, you can be judged by the company that you keep.
You can be judged.
Yeah, if I'm like doing if I'm constantly in group chats with Mr. Girl and Vito, I'm like constantly talking. It's like, hey guys, how was your day?
You're in constant streams with them. I have at least 5 streams that you are with them that you're talking about pedophile activities and advocating for it. So
hey, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, and we're exchanging notes and all that shit. We're constantly on. No, I was on one fucking stream. That's not a fucking indication that I'm like co-signing every single.
All right, let's say it was one stream, which it wasn't, but let's say it was one stream. I'm gonna present you with a clip shortly of what Flam talked about during the stream that was totally does not make him guilty or make him advocate for pedophile activity. It's totally not that, Fragmenko. It was just another coincidence.
Thing these people have ever
Another
fucking done in their
coincidence. Lots
entire
of
lives. It is such a fucking retarded take, dude.
You know, it's different. There's a difference between like having somebody on your show to like talk to them and figure out what they're about, but then at a certain point you should be like, oh, I figured out what you're about and you're a fucking menace and I don't want anything to do with you. It's like I don't understand how that's
And that's what I fucking said about Tux. That's what I fucking said about Tux. Because Tux admitted to fucking touching his sister. That's the reason. Did Mr. Girl ever say that he touched a kid or touched his sister? Did Vito ever say he touched a kid or touched his sister? No, that's the fucking threshold.
unfair. I don't know.
That's the
like,
threshold. What's the threshold? Don't you think the threshold should be masturbating to children?
Oh, hey there,
can't just, like,
kids. It's time for the shameless shekel shakedown.
Having
I'm pretty sure the threshold is touching children or masturbating to images of things that look like children.
Do you think flamenco is a big P? And I'll leave it like that. Yes, no, or third option, fuck them anyways.
Listen to this, Cope. Listen to this, Cope, and then we'll play the fucking
I'll
next
take
clip.
a sip while you guys are while the
I'm actually curious. What did chat say?
It's just
about
audio,
this?
so nothing will pop up. I'm just going to play audio.
And the results are coming in. I'll give it another second, another sip.
Calm down. I don't think I'm having. I don't think I'm having a pill stream. Okay, like I think I would say the same shit if I was sober. All right, I don't know.
He did spurg out. He spurged out really hard. He was screaming on Kino Casino, but everybody is convinced that nothing happened. Everybody is convinced it was some kind of victory for Flam. Because
okay,
I guess
1,000
Flam said
votes,
so.
Do you think flamenco is the big P? 31% says yes, 23% says no, 46% says fuck them anyways.
Fuck them anyways. Fragmenco means they just kill you anyway because even though they don't have enough evidence, where there's smoke, there's fire.
And I am probably right there along those same lines too.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think fuck them
It is fair
anyways
enough.
is like a lesser no.
What a fucking go. All right, let's play this audio.
Flamenco pleasured himself to materials involving depictions of a minor sometime ago.
I'm still listening. I'll be back.
God.
And
Not according to,
I want
like,
to say, I want
He's being called out. This is Mr. Girl here calling out Fragmenco. He's like, wow, that's really over the line. You actually admit to masturbating to images of children, drawing images of children. Even Mr. Girl is like, what is with this guy?
People apparently though. So
I want to say, okay, well, you were accused of doing that and you confessed to it, but now you want to walk that back. That's fine.
No.
Did you pleasure yourself to images of a minor?
No, I don't think so.
Even Mr. Girl doesn't believe.
So what's this whole thing about?
You want me to look?
People are saying that it is, but people are also saying that it wasn't. So I don't know.
How many people are saying okay?
Flamenco,
Apparently Vito. So
People are saying.
No, I haven't said
people.
anything. Well, I have said I've looked.
These mysterious people.
Vito said the character is 15. Vito said the character is 15.
What?
The question is, did you ever beat off to that manga that you had favorited on an old hentai account? And you can plead the fifth.
Probably, yeah.
I'm not gonna okay.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so if you probably did that,
He admits it. He admits it.
that means you.
And I'll clarify that if you read that manga really carefully, even though all the characters are supposedly in college, there's one panel that establishes that the main character may be a 15-year-old anime girl.
Oh,
The problem with the theory that he was molested is supposedly the sealed document is from 2009. Now, that information might be wrong. I haven't verified. I read that in 2 different places, but I haven't verified it myself, and I probably should. But supposedly the document was sealed in 2009. Flamenco, I don't believe would be 15 in 2009, but
I had no fucking clue about that shit.
I am gonna.
Oh
say,
yeah, if you had, so you're saying if you had known, if you had known that, you would never.
It would be a
have,
little bit. It would be a little bit more weird. Yeah, I think.
It'd be a little more weird, but would you, are you saying you wouldn't have? You would, so if you had known that, are you saying that if you would? Are you fucking saying if you had known that you wouldn't have done it?
Yeah, probably.
He's a liar. What a fucking liar.
You would have been like, ooh. This is,
yeah, it's a little
like,
weird that they're explicitly stating that. Yeah, I'd be like, that's a little weird.
I will say on Flamenco's behalf, I want to be clear, the only way you could know that is if you read to the very end of this, like, 200.
Yeah, and like write a book report about it.
You know, which page?
It's like,
the only way you would know you were beating to an underage child, without looking at the image, it's clearly an underage child. I'll bring up the image of the manga they're talking about, is to read to the end. Which Flamenco did anyway.
Like page like one, I think it's like page like 189 out of 200. That's the only. You notice
Vito knows the exact page where they revealed it.
The way that I kind of see this, and I think this sort of like plays out into other things, because I think this sort of
Vito knows the exact page.
Was saying.
Yeah.
Before is like you see like a really really hot woman, and she's like 18 years old. But then you find out she's like mentally 5. You're not like a creep for like being attracted to them before then, but you are a creep if you take advantage
this is
of
the
that
cover.
person, you know what I mean?
Of this thing that he didn't know anybody was underage. This is the cover.
But you didn't know anything.
I think it's like fundamentally that's the problem. I would say. I don't know.
Okay, so you're honestly telling us that the same image.
She looked 18. I know she was a little girl, but she looked like she was 18. She talked like she was 18. She was wearing she had a push-up bra and lipstick on, so I thought it was legal.
Image on a piece of paper you jerked off to happily, but if you found out that this next to the image the number 15 appeared, then you would not do it.
I'm not reading that fucking
no. Let me finish. You're saying you wouldn't do it at the same image, and you're still sexually aroused by the image, but you'd stop because the number 15 made you feel weird. But if you could hire the artist to come over to your house and change the number from 15 to 18, then you'd feel comfortable doing it. That's what you're fucking maintaining to us right now.
Yeah.
This is the biggest fucking virtue signal I've ever heard in my entire life.
I don't think it's a virtue
you
signal.
fucking
I think
psycho.
It's
It is absolutely a virtue signal. Why don't you just take a pen? Why don't you just take import it into Photoshop?
I think it's the explicit. I think it's the I think it's the explicit statement of. I think it's the explicit statement of like, oh, this character is like 15 or something. That adds like a little bit of like just weird. Like, why is that being added? That adds a little bit of like weird shit into it. You know what I mean?
I can almost understand where Flamenco.
What? So. It's just adding a little spice. Just a little spice to get me off. You know, it's a 15-year-old boy that was added just for a little spice, just to make it a little weirder. Has nothing to do with that it's appeals to pedophiles or anything.
It goes down, Mr. Girl, and I'm going to tell you
because to bring it to like a real world example. I think like I think,
imagine being pressed by Mr. Girl
talking about
being a pedophile.
I know, but to bring it to a real world example,
you're going to inject some fucking morality thing or some kid being abused.
I'm not injecting any abuse.
Imagine Mr. Girl is offended.
Thing that happened in real life.
Your activities.
Like people that were getting like really, really, really excited about like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen turning 18. Like, oh, they're gonna be legal now. It's just like that's a little weird because you're like, oh, this person.
Flamenco revealing his age here very clearly. Flamenco very clearly revealing his age, that he was not 15 in 2009. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
In 17.
I'm sure you remember that well, Flamenco.
I can't do this. This person's 18. I can do this. And this is like 35-year-old dudes. I think like them being 17 or 18
are you attracted
isn't really
to the age?
Yeah,
part of it.
Well, it's that, and also like
imagine this is the cope here. This is the fucking cope. That this image here, he doesn't look these girls look over 18. This boy looks. This is a boy, by the way, that is getting something shoved up his ass. I think it doesn't look 18.
The only thing that's stopping me from open.
They look like they're little children. Fragmenco. It looks like a little child to me.
Sexualizing these people is that they're under 18.
Wait, that's the same thing that you just fucking said. You just said you would jerk off to the same picture, but the only thing stopping you from doing it would be the number next to it says 15 instead of 18. And then you said, let's bring up an example of other people doing the exact same thing that I just said I'm doing right now.
No, because they were saying that, we get to now openly sexualize them. It's not completely fucking weird.
I think Flam is saying it's like a mental
Wait,
block.
no, stop.
So, in Fragmenco's mind, if it doesn't matter how old the person is, it matters what age you label them. So, it could be an 11-year-old, but as long as you say they're 18, it's perfectly fine. This is what Fragmenco is saying.
Stop.
Go ahead.
And he doesn't, I don't know if he doesn't understand it.
We all understand if the number at the end of the book had said 18, and everybody found out, you jerked off to drawings of an 18-year-old, everybody would be okay with that. They'd say, now you can openly sexualize an 18-year-old. But if the number next to the character is 15, then you're saying it's weird. That's the exact same thing as Mary-Kate and Ashley being 17 versus 18.
Except it's
just the number. Nothing's changing.
The weird part.
Don't give me the anime cult. I don't want to see the anime cult. Listen.
I think it's the sexualizing.
In the real world, ages 15 to 35 don't look anything alike. It's just, it is what it is.
What the fuck does this have to do with you privately jerking off to pictures of a girl? Okay, so you're saying if you have a picture of a woman who's 30, say she looks like she's in her mid 30s, she's like she's a well, I don't fucking know, a nurse, and you're jerking off to pictures of her, but then on the next panel it says this woman who looks like a nurse, she's 35, she's actually 7 years old.
If you continue doing that, it'd be a little weird.
No,
I would say.
Yeah, so if you saw that, you'd be like, oh my god, my brain just rewired itself and I've been jerking off to a picture of a 7-year-old. I hope my friends on YouTube don't fucking find out about this.
Right. So let's say you masturbate to granny porn. And grandma's got sagging breasts and she's all gray, all white hair. And then they magically put that grandma is 11 years old. You're magically a pedophile in Fragmenco's mind, because even though clearly that's a grandmother there, this is an old fucking hag. Okay, if you put the number 11, that makes it automatically a child, and therefore you are a pedophile.
And dogpile me.
And Fragmenco's magical thinking. This is how this works.
Well, again, I think it's like if you like take a look at that, internalize that, and then go ahead, then it becomes a little bit more weird. Like
that is an interesting point, because that's kind of.
I'm not going to focus on the group chat. I don't want to look at the group chat. Everybody's already shown the group chat.
To be like, okay, well,
so
do I
fucking
continue
disturbing
with this fantasy, knowing the implications of it are, as like a minor or someone. And by the way, I want to say something too. 100 years ago or whatever, like our parents or their parents' generation, it was not weird to like marry a 14-year-old, like a 20-year-old or something, to marry a 14-year-old, or even something crazier than that, big age gaps. Yeah. But I do think a distinction worth making is like
I hear this cope all the time. Listen, 200 years ago, the average life expectancy was about 35 to 40 years old. Okay. People died very young. Women often died in childbirth. Okay. Mortality was incredibly high. It's not women. Now women live on average to 80 years old. Men live on average to 78 years old in the United States. It is not an accurate representation of what is a child and what is an adult anymore. That's why we have age of consent laws. That's why we have all of these things established. It's a completely different society. That's the end of that clip. I don't understand that cope. It's like, the Puritans, when they came here 400 years ago, a 30-year-old man would marry a 14-year-old. Well, we don't live in that world anymore. That 14-year-old was probably going to be dead by 22, and the husband was probably going to be dead in 5 years. I mean, the age of procreation, was what needed to be done to survive. But we're not in that state anymore. We now know that a 14-year-old girl is just a child. She doesn't have to bear children. It's not necessary. She will live till 80 years old on average. The whole thing is ridiculous. We know now that your brain doesn't even stop developing. It doesn't stop developing until you're 24 years old. So you don't have full cognitive function until you're about 24 years old. Wrap your mind around. No, many surfer on average. You know, if you were going to live to an older age, you would live to an older age. But what I'm saying to you is things like childbirth. I mean, many women died during childbirth. Many people died from very common illnesses that we have today. So yes, there were people who lived long lives like we do today, but it was much more common for you to die from a common illness or from, you know, childbirth was a major killer. It's still a major killer of women. People don't realize in this country that infant death and mortality during childbirth are actually still fairly high, really, when you think about it. I believe it's still in about 2 to 3%. For children, for infants, and it's like, I think 1 in 10,000 for women. All right, let's resume Flamenco's cope stream responding to Josh. I wish I could do these streams when I'm not completely exhausted. I really do. I'm not drunk and completely exhausted from working all day. But you know, Saturday's the time slot.
Ralph is watching. Say hi. Hello, Ralph. Do I want to say something mean? Nah. You know what? I'm just gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. Hi, Ralph. I hope you're doing well, Ralph. I hope you're having fun back in the U.S. Fuck it. I'll save the Ralph stuff for later. I don't feel like doing it now. I am gonna. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna talk about anime real quick. This is a big shocker.
All right. Well, I think that's it for it. Sorry. I was chimping out just a little. I've calmed down. Hal wants to call in. I'll take Hal's call.
Hal. You know, obvious medical rep.
Mad at you because people hate pedophiles.
Vito's never said that he's a pedophile.
But he's like, it's not funny. There's nothing funny about what he's doing or what he's saying. There's nothing clever. There's no joke. It's just annoying. Yeah, when you go around defending pedophiles and saying you're a pedophile, people are going to get mad at you because people hate pedophiles.
Vito's never said that he's a pedophile.
But he's like I said, he defends them. And with Mr. Girl,
who does he defend them? Who does he defend?
Mr. Girl. Mr. Girl specifically. I do believe he's of course amid the cuties, but it goes a lot deeper than that. Do you know his history?
No, I don't.
He's had years of history of being a genuine creep. He was in that women's studies class. Hold on, it's all in his Kiwi Farms there. It's really
time
detailed.
for the shameless shekel shakedown.
Max Carson.
There we go. They're gonna respond,
and he's just annoying. Vito's just annoying. We should just ban him at this point, not keep him around. There's no point to
We should do the same thing. I think to Flamenco.
He adds nothing. He's just annoying, regardless if you think he's a pedophile or not. He's just an annoying piece of shit. Let's see, where is it? There's old. This is a long thread. It's gotten longer since last time I checked. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
Oh, come on. They're dead air.
I'm not for a 24.
Used to say creepy rape. Actually, care if you.
Oh, I want to be in the next Mr. Girl video or anything like that. It's just I don't know. If I'm in a video with them and a stream with them, and
did you hear the tell? Did you hear that weird little trail off that he does? He totally doesn't want to be the The next Mr. Girl.
Disagreeing with him. It's like, oh, well, Flan was into this, so it's like, I can't associate with it. Like, I don't know. Fuck off, Josh. I don't fucking care. Fuck you.
Josh is mad
Clearly
specifically, like, because he's gotten all the... He's said this before. He doesn't like that Mr. Girl has gotten all this
So hey there, kids. It's
attention
time for the
recently.
shameless
He's, like,
shekel
going on
shakedown.
bigger panels and, like, stuff, and he's becoming, like,
Clearly he cares.
known in the drama community. He hates that, because... he is like a creepy weirdo, and he's like inserting himself into these communities for attention and fame. It's pretty gross, honestly. I wish we could just like not like give this guy any. I wish people wouldn't give this dude any attention. It's just annoying.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, people are gonna say the same shit about me though, and I don't want to encourage this.
Yes, Fragmenko. We are going to say the same thing about you. Good call, Larry. You're a real fucking prophet.
Sort of like behavior or whatever, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, I really don't think we should we should just ban Vito at this point. There's no point. Chat hates him. In fact, you should just do a poll now and say, like, do a poll and say, should we ban Vito?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you it'll just
time
be
for a 24/7
just
Vito
like you,
stream.
Josh. Why do you hate me?
Yeah, but
telling me this.
He's he's just annoying. No one likes him. Yes, ban Vito. See.
All right.
Feet are not
Put it to a
illegal.
poll. Put it to a poll, okay?
All right, let's play this next.
Because he's
I think it might be one of my last clips. I'm hoping this is audio only.
In any state. You guys can argue the age of consent, but last time I checked, feet are perfectly legal.
We're not talking about legality. We're talking about whether or not it's gross to do it. Yeah.
Nah, guys, we just got BTFO'd. He's got the ultimate optics right there.
Onision has set us all straight.
It's totally.
Onision has come in here and set us all straight.
It's totally legal to beat off to a 12-year-old's feet, so that's cool, right?
Oh yeah, the absolute optics. You know what?
That's the argument. Okay.
Yeah. According to Fragmenko. Let's play another one. I have more. I have even more. Imagine not using any of this. Imagine letting this sit in a folder and not using any of it. Imagine the injustice in that.
I wish that I could turn back time. 'Cause now the guilt's all mine. Can't live without the trust of those you love.
Gator is singing along with this.
Through all the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside.
Oh, I was supposed to end the stream with that. I didn't agree. Sorry, Scar. We'll end the stream with that. But we'll go back to Fragmenko.
Annoying, Martha List. He adds nothing. Everyone hates him. It's not about. He adds literally nothing. He just comes in here to like. Troll.
I don't feel comfortable like with the whole like, oh, he's nothing but trouble for you. It's just like the preemptive thing of like this or whatever. Like I don't want to associate with Tux because like I find what he did was like really fucking gross. Okay, that's like the main reason. I don't fucking care about like, oh, my public image or whatever. It's the like, oh, hey, he's like, oh, I touched my sister, and I'm worried about how this is gonna fucking affect my SEO or whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be like a fucking slave to people that are like, oh, you need to do this right now or whatever. Because, like, again, I'm not defending anything that Vito does. I think he's an annoying tension whore. I think he's an annoying tension whore, and he's a piece of shit. But I don't think he's a pedophile. I don't know.
No, Mexican. He's annoying. It's not about free. He's just annoying in chat. No one like. What's the point? What's he like? Add. That's my point. It's not about. There's like no point to letting him. And obviously, most of chat, 66%. That's a pretty.
Listen to this. Listen to this capo.
No.
Trying to talk Fragmenko off the ledge. Please, Flamenco, stop associating openly with the pedophiles, please. And Flamenco won't have it.
When you
And
were
like I
drunk.
said, 72% now believe it. So I think it is fair to ban him at this point. When he does come, when we see him again, just get rid of him.
Vito,
no point to him
Even
being around. He sucks.
72% of Flamenco's audience thinks that Vito is a pedo. Isn't that incredible?
He's just an annoying piece of shit. And everyone hates.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you came around to that. Like I said, I think the guilt by association.
If he unironically causes like fucking spurgouts in the chat, it's constantly picking fights in the chat again, I will ban him my fucking self too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's literally all he does when he comes in. He adds nothing. He's just makes the chat
To be fair,
objectively a worse place.
would also say ban Stardust and maybe even ban Augie. No. Stardust doesn't come in picking fights, and neither does Augie. You guys just fucking chimp out about that on your own. That's not my fucking problem. That's not my fucking problem.
No, I think his. I think
let's play a little clip of Flamenco courting his queen Stardust in the most artistic way possible. Let's play a little clip of that, because you know what? It's actually really pathetic. I mean, it's just the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Where, if I could find the clip. If you want to really cringe your fucking, get ready for it. Just brace your fucking teeth, because they're gonna get chipped. I think I've played this before.
All right, see ya. Awkward Flamenco. It's very awkward.
Yeah.
I like that you're just fine with it, though. You're just fine with the awkwardness.
Yeah. Oh, especially with all the porn shit I have to.
This is his queen.
Yeah.
His queen,
Like,
Stardust.
yep, I did.
If only she was
Ralph
actually
is-
11 and not 22, or however the fuck old this bitch is.
It was not a great look for Nick.
I'm not going to comment on
Flamenco
anything
yearns
because I
to
don't
turn
wanna
back
get
the
involved
clock.
in your
Yeah.
If only she was a little more underage.
I don't blame you.
If only she was
rather just
under
stay
18,
as an
Flamenco could talk
outside
to her
moderator.
like a normal human being.
in
Yeah,
all
the less you have to deal with this shit, the better, honestly. All right, later.
See ya.
Oh my god. So fucking terrible. She just fucking says, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Even Stardust, the ultimate clout chaser, is like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this.
He's fun. I think Flam has the right idea, chat. He doesn't even have. He said next time sees him if he's doing it, which he will be. He always does. Then he's getting banned. And I'm glad. I hope he's. I really hope we just stop hearing about him one day. He's just the worst. I hate him.
Oh, hey there, kids. It's time for the
We
shameless
hate
shekel.
that.
Yes. I think I would marry. No, I wouldn't marry Stardust. It's my dream. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're just not my type.
Shakedown.
Not even.
Bro,
Not even
the
as a
only
beard.
reason to not
Greater
ban
than
them
Je-
is stubborn.
Oh, thanks, some dude. I appreciate that.
ALAWGS. Sound familiar?
And Jesse's okay.
Surfer loves to fantasize about spanking me because Surfer is in love with me. And I'm sorry, Surfer, but, you know, it just wouldn't work out.
Okay, he can be funny.
Yeah,
He's kind of weird, but he's pretty weird. He has some weird stuff he does, but I mean, I'd be lying if sometimes I didn't laugh what he says. Vito should leave the internet. Very much agree.
Again,
Just the fact
if Vito comes,
if we're talking about strange fetishes, Surfer, I wouldn't be caught dead talking about cleaning another man's shit off a toilet. even if I thought it was like a really witty own and then I wound up self-immolating myself, that's not a place I'd probably go.
Comes in and he starts like picking fights
Just
with
saying,
people in
buddy.
the chat, I will ban him myself. Okay, and then when I
It's
ban
not a
him
good lesson.
myself, I will not unban him. All right, that's my fucking resolution. All right, that is a
hey there,
fair
kids.
point that
It's
people in
time
chat
for
are
the
making.
shameless
If he's
shekel
constantly causing,
shakedown.
like
How
if he's
hard is it to ban one person
if he's
clone?
constantly
Do you
picking
really want to
fights
sink
with people
lower
in
with
the
these
chat, I
people?
will ban him.
Yeah, it is what he does. It's really just.
Weenie take. Well, I mean, you know, I'm always gonna have a weenie take. Whatever.
It's not a weenie take. It's a good take. That's what it is.
I don't think Stardust picks fights in the chat, and I don't think Augie picks fights in the chat. I think it's chatters in the chat that are constantly like, "Oh, you fucking hate Stardust" or anything like that. Like, yeah.
Vito has been given many chances. He's in chat. He's been like led in chat. He's been coming in chat every now and then.
All right, that's enough. I can't take any more feedback. I just can't do it, chat. Surfer, still in love with me as ever. Still flirting with me in chat. He can't get over it. He can't get over me. It's Adonis. What do you want to play? Let's see. Let's see if I have anything left. Let's see. I'm not sure I do. Maybe I have this. Is this any good? Let's see. This is another candid clip of Fake Manco. Let's play it. I don't know what it is. This one I don't know.
Broski. Say it. Call me Broski, bro.
I can't do that. I've told you before. It's embarrassing.
If you don't do it, I won't make any more dongo.
I think you need the visual for this one. Hold on. I'll put it up on stream. This is This is what Fragmenco does on his old D live stream. This isn't totally creepy behavior. I gotta give you guys the visual though. I thought I could do that with just the audio, but it's not gonna work. That was a tease. It was a tease. This is Fragmenco in his natural habitat.
Say it. Call me Broski, bro.
I can't do that. I've told you before. It's
Fragmenco in
embarrassing.
natural habitat.
If you don't do
With Gator.
it, I won't make any more dongo.
Why?
Hey, where's my dongo?
Where's my doggo?
Do you want to die, cringe chat? Because I'm pretty sure I'll murder you with the fucking cringe from Pedomenco. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's happening here.
More sexual than anybody.
That was weird. I don't know what just happened. I crashed. I think that's a sign. Yes, what happened, Surfer? What happened to your stream from yesterday? That was actually a pretty good stream. What happened over there? Was it the music? Did the music get you shot down? We got dead air. We got major fucking dead air going here. Well, guys, I'm done for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this shit show as usual on the Scuffed Express. I'm gonna play us out with this very special song. Maybe I could get it on screen if I could find it, because I'm so fucking tired. I promise one day, chat, that I won't be so exhausted that I'm just struggling. Well, I'll play us out with this.
State. You guys can argue the age of consent.
Oh, no, that's wrong.
But,
God damn it.
Last time I checked, feet are perfectly
just having
legal
a fucking...
We're not
everywhere.
talking about.
I really am. I'm having a night. And I don't see Surfer responding. I love you too, buddy. I know you're in love with me. Maybe one day, Surfer. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I'll play us out with this.
That I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt's all mine. And without the trust of those you love, I know through all the past, you can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside.
Don't worry, Spooky. I will not choke you to death on a beach.
Good night, chat.